Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Mckeever versus Arnold.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Mckeever, you say you have no doubt that Mr. Arnold is your 3-year-old son, Kenneth's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've requested a paternity test and are suing Mr. Arnold for $1,796 in child care expenses.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Arnold, you and your aunt, Ms. Henderson, say that Ms. Mckeever admitted to sleeping with 2 other men, but now you claim you're the one who's been put on child support for a boy who's definitely not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Mckeever, he says he's on support. What does he actually do for your son?
Well, actually, he has not done anything for my son. My sister has been playing a big role in my son's life, far as buying him diapers, if I need money to get my kids clothes.
But he's on child support?
Yes.
But you've never gotten anything?
I never got anything.
Not a dime yet?
Not a dime.
And so you're suing for child care expenses you've incurred thus far?
Yes.
Let me see those expenses, please. Thank you. These expenses include diapers, shoes, clothes. They total $1,796.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Arnold, are you doing anything for this child?
No, it's not my child, so why would I pay anything?
You feel confident it's not your child.
Right.
So you've chosen not to pay anything at all?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even though you've been required to pay child support?
Yes, Your Honor.
You know that's a dangerous game, right?
It's not my child, so why should I pay anything? I got put on child support because of not showing up to a DNA test.
Oh, you were named. Why didn't you show up to the DNA test,
Because I don't
young
have
man?
any transportation to get to this place.
But look where it ended up. This happens in this courtroom way too much. Young men in your position, you come to court and you say, this is not my child, Your Honor, this is not my child, Your Honor. And then when I ask, did you have an opportunity to take a DNA test? Well, I couldn't get there. I didn't have no ride. I didn't have those. We get a ride to go everywhere else we want to go. This is important because you see what happened. Once you didn't show, you're named by default. You should not be in the position you're in right now.
My other baby.
And whether you are or you are not Kenneth's biological father today, because you didn't show up, they say legally you're deemed to be Kenneth's father. Now, she's saying her sister has had to step up to the plate and help cover all these expenses because she can't take care of the child. You're not taking care of the child. I want to hear from your sister, ma'am. State your name, ma'am.
I'm Shakiria Cox.
Miss Cox, thank you for joining us today. So you've been stepping up to the plate as it relates to Kenneth.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And you've been helping out.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Paying for expenses.
Haircuts, shoes, clothes, milk, anything that little boy needs. If she calls me, he have it, you know.
With the understanding that she's responsible for paying you back this month.
And that is, yes.
Everything is not being said. There was another young man involved who was supposed to be these kids' dad.
Who is this
now,
young man?
After 2 years, now all of a sudden, my nephew is being blamed for these kids.
Who
These
is this
is
young
not
man?
his children, because if they was, why would you name another man saying that they was the dad? But all of a sudden you took a
I'm asking a question. Who is this young man? Do you know?
I don't know him personally.
Who is
No,
this
I
other
don't.
young man, Ms. Mckeever?
The other young man that I was with, he ended up going away.
Okay.
Mr. Arnold ended up moving with me. So the whole time that he was living with me, Your Honor, you know, we were intimate a lot, unprotected. Now, the other young man that I was messing with, he ended up coming back home December 26th. So me and him, we messed around on that day. Around January 18th, I end up going to the doctor because I get my 6-month checkup. The lady ended up telling me I was 6 weeks pregnant. The last person who I had intimate with was the other dude.
And you submitted a calendar to the court.
Yes.
Pretty much you were with Mr. Arnold, having sex with him unprotected, you said.
Yes.
Pretty much the whole month of December. But when you got pregnant, your doctor told you that the window of conception was about the 24th of December to the 31st, right?
Yes.
And you say you were intimate with the other guy.
December 26th.
December 26th, you were intimate with the other guy.
Yes.
So you told the other guy that this is his child.
Yes.
And you told Mr. Arnold he's not the father of the child.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Henderson, what would you like to add? I just wanted to make sure I understood that on my calendar.
If her conception time was from December the 24th until the 31st, but all of a sudden she slept with this dude on the 26th, that's kind of convenient, don't you think? I mean, that's 2 days.
Okay,
48
excuse me,
hours,
Your
that's
Honor.
real convenient. And then you decide that after this guy comes back, you're gonna tell him first that he the dad when you'd have been with Christopher all of December and you with him one time, but he the dad. Now 2 years later, look where we at. This don't make no sense.
So once she told you you were not the father, Mr. Arnold, what happened?
The fake DNA test showed up then.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
She done blocked him out for 2 years, blocked him off of Facebook, no contact. 2 years later, this girl pop up and tell him she need to
Excuse me,
talk to
Your Honor.
him. When she gets him and talk to him, she tell him that she did the DNA for the other guy, and he not the
had a
daddy.
DNA
Christopher
test
wanted
done
he
for
wanted a
the
copy
other
of the
guy.
DNA test.
After 2 years, you finally did the DNA with the other guy? Explain.
Okay, so as my son got older, when he started turning 1 into 2, his features start to come in.
That little boy don't look
So
nothing like us.
the other guy that I was intimate with, he decided to get the DNA test. It was not my decision, it was his. So they contacted me and they sent me a paper in the mail. I had a DNA test done. When I had the DNA test done and the DNA test came back, it said 0%.
But
So what I did was,
Do you have any evidence of that test?
no, I don't have the
No, she
evidence
don't.
with me.
And she wouldn't let us get a copy, and she wouldn't let us take a picture of it so we could have some evidence.
When you said Kenneth was 1 years old, you said you felt like he looked like Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Did you
As he
say
start-
anything to Mr. Arnold then? Say, oh, this is...
Yes, and when I said it to Mr. Arnold, these are Mr. Arnold's exact words. He said, I had a feeling that that's my child because every time I come around him, I have a connection. He always
Is that
kept
true,
telling
Mr.
me
Arnold?
that.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't know it was another guy involved until after she came back and showed me the papers.
He's lying on that part. The time that we was in a relationship, he knew about the other guy. So it's not like I just got with Mr. Arnold and didn't tell him about this other guy. Even when the other guy got out, I told Mr. Arnold, well, I want to go see him. He didn't have nothing to say about that at all. So my thing is, if you felt that that little boy wasn't yours, why were you constantly contacting me? Why was you constantly asking me to be with you? Why would you constantly do that? You know what I'm saying?
But she
And
just said they didn't talk for a long
it
time.
upsets me because the simple fact is his family cannot sit here and tell him that this is not his child because y'all was not in the bedroom with us when we did what we did, and y'all was not living with me. Y'all wasn't calling him, asking him, did he need this, did he need that? It was always me that was
and
doing
you
it.
told another man he was the
Exactly,
daddy.
exactly,
We sure
exactly.
wasn't gonna
And
call
the
to
only
tell you
reason why-
nothing.
Let's get some
The only
take
reason
care of
why-
order.
The kid don't even look like me, so I don't understand why I'm being put through this.
So, so you say he doesn't look like you.
He don't.
So when he was 1 and she said he's starting to look like you and you said, yeah, I thought that was my son because we have a connection, did that happen?
Yes, Your Honor, but
You did say that.
right, but
Exactly.
he don't.
Exactly. That's
like,
what I'm
now,
saying.
Let
That's
him
why I'm
fi-
not
let- hold on,
understanding.
Let
Now, he
Mr.
don't
Arnold
look
finish
like
the
me.
statement.
Okay.
He 3 now. He don't even look like me now.
You don't feel like he looks like you at all.
And it's crazy, he can't even speak for himself. First of all, you are 27 years old.
I mean, you can see
You
the
are a
pride.
grown man. Why every time you have a problem or we have anything going down, you gotta run to your family
'Cause
members?
that's what we
Why
are
don't you
for.
step
That's what
up
you
and
do.
be
You
a
go to your
man
family.
and worry about your kids?
Your
Because at the
sister
end of
after
the
you.
day, me and you are gonna be taking care of those kids, not your family, not nobody else. That's
You
how
don't
I
know
look
that,
at
girl.
it.
You don't know
so
what his family
therefore,
could do.
I'm not just bringing him to try to
We
plant
can
a
take
baby
care of
on
somebody
him.
else's
Because
baby.
like I said, when I met Mr. Arnold, he didn't have nowhere to stay. So you really think I'm just about to pick you out the sky and say, oh, I want him to be my baby daddy? No, that ain't me. I'm not about to do that. So for them to sit here and try to say, oh, she trying to make him take care of her kids, or she trying to blame him,
No,
that is
what
not
we
even
trying to
the
do is
fact.
make you
Because
find
this is
your
about
baby
me.
daddy. That's what
I
we
grew up
trying
in
to do.
foster care, Your Honor. I grew up in foster care. I had no father at all. Period, at all. So I didn't want my son to grow up and not know who his father is. So it hurt me a lot for his family to sit up here and try to make me out as a bad person. Yes, I admit to my wrong. I was wrong for messing with two guys at the same time. I am wrong for that. But I'm here today to try to prove to him that that is his son. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt me because my son asks about him every day.
He does.
He asks about him every day, and it hurt me that I can't even pick up the phone and be like, well, come get your son. Your son want to see you. Come on now. It's okay, you can say, it would be different if he said it's a possibility that I'm not his father. But you just straight out saying you just not his father, like me and you never had sex ever before. And that really hurt me. I broke down to Christopher and I apologized to him. I said, I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart for doing that to you because you missed out of 2 years of your son. So I feel bad for doing that. I take my part of being a woman and admit to my faults of what I did. But for them to just flat out just say I'm lying, that really hurts me.
Your Honor, can I
So,
please say
yes,
something?
Ms. Henderson, what would you
when
like
you
to add?
start out with lies, you end up with lies. You lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas.
That really hurts me. And for him to just sit there and try to make me like I'm a bad person and not even try to at least take up for me and say the wrongs that he did. Because the reason why me and him broke up and I end up paying attention and messing with the other man is because I found pictures on social media of him and another girl.
My nephew is not a bad person. My nephew was just put in a situation where he was told one thing when she knew it was something else. And so within all that occurring, not so much.
I never said he was a bad person.
Hold on.
He's a good man.
Hold on. I'm talking now. Okay. What would you like to add, Mr. Arnold?
I can go to jail for a child that ain't even mine. I don't even know possibly I'm the father.
Now, if you go to jail for failure to pay support, which is a possibility, all because a bus ride with somebody you slept with for the whole month of December, for 3 weeks,
Your Honor.
and you could father a child, that doesn't make any sense. Because now you standing here with your life on the line. She said you haven't paid anything. You can get picked up anytime. And all you had to do was show up. So now you're here. Even if it's determined that you're not this child's biological father today, that does not change the legal issue you're faced with. Is that you have been named this child's father by default for failure to show up. And so if you're not, you're going to have to go back to your home state, go to court, present this evidence, this DNA evidence, and then go from there, and there's no guarantee. Do you understand this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't you ever let anybody control your fate, your life, and your destiny, and you facing consequences that only you are responsible for alone. I'm ready for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Is there something you wanted to say?
If he's not ours, we don't want this problem. We don't need the aggravation.
You don't want the problem.
Did anybody hear what I just said?
That's what I'm saying. But this the thing about it,
Your
Judge.
aggravation?
Yeah, this is a whole bunch of mess.
No, my point is, he didn't show up to court. That's what aggravated the situation. The failure to show up to court. Do you get that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are we ready for the results?
Yes.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics. They read as follows. In the case of Mckeever versus Arnold, when it comes to 3-year-old Kenneth James Reeves, it has been determined by this court. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Mr. Arnold, you are his father.
Step up, baby. It's simple. It's all right. It's all right. That's what we wanted. That's what we here for. The DNA, the truth.
Your Honor, I will step up to the plate. I want to be around all my kids.
Good.
All my kids.
That's what I want to hear, young man. You're not a bad guy. You listening to the wrong people.
Thanks.
Your Honor, I never said that he was a bad guy, because he's not. He's a really great person. He's not bad father at all.
You didn't. But I want him to understand that sometimes when you stand before court and you have to face your wrongs, talk about things that you should have done differently, that's a difficult thing to do. And you may feel like, self, you really blew it now, you know. Everybody thinks you irresponsible. Everybody thinks you this. Everybody thinks you that. At the end of the day, that really doesn't matter, Mr. Arnold. What matters is what your intentions are going forward. You understand that?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Miss Mckeever, you came to court suing for $1,796,
Yes,
right?
Your Honor. Yes.
Because it has been determined, Mr. Arnold, that you are in fact Kenneth's biological father, Ms. Mckeever is entitled to half of those expenses. For that reason, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $898. We have resources for you. I want you to take advantage of it. I want you to talk to people and figure out, what can we do to learn how to co-parent better? Focus on what's important, okay? And I want you all to do the work. I wish you all the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.